Hello and welcome to an Aegis Vulcan ship buyer's guide for Star Citizen. So what is the Vulcan? It's a multi-role support ship focusing on small-scale rearming, repair and refueling. Those support mechanics. It's really focused towards the service beacon gameplay as well as fleet support. It is a 3-crew ship, but it can be adequately controlled by a single crewman to a lesser efficiency, though this might suffer in repelling pirates if that situation occurs. Refuel, repair, rearm. Become a one-person support crew with the Aegis Dynamics versatile Vulcan, supplying aid to pilots on the fly, whether pinned down under heavy fire and in need of ammunition, low on quantum fuel after an ill-planned jump, or stranded in unknown space with a busted thruster. A pilot in distress can always count on a Vulcan and its cadre of drones to lend speedy, efficient assistance. Refuel stranded ships or top off those running dangerously low, rearm players that are out of ammo or missiles, and repair damaged ships without risking a spacewalk. So the Vulcan comes standard with these barred drones and support stations to oversee repairs. Built-in drone launchers make their deployment possible even under stressful situations. Let's have a look at the vital statistics for the ship. It's got a height of 10 meters, a length of 38.5, and a width of 16.5. It's roughly the same width, maybe slightly smaller than an average dogfighter, but double the length and height of one. With a max speed of 210, it's not what I consider slow, not slow at all. When you consider the speed of a Hornet currently is 185 and the Mustang Alpha is around 200, I'm expecting an afterburner speed of around 1200 in line with the current flight mechanics. Now, everything like this is subject to change, even to a small extent, probably the height, width and length of the ship, though especially with these numbers, it's better to look at the intention of the ship and how it compares to others currently to see what their current sort of thinking behind the roll, speed and all that jazz is. It's going to get balanced so it fits its role perfectly is the idea, although dialing in their specifics with all of the ships is going to happen much closer to an actual release or in beta in a couple of years. Now, it might be okay SCM speed-wise, but don't expect it to be agile like a fighter or smaller ship, as it has a similar thruster setup to a fighter with 8 gimbaled thrusters, but on a much larger, heavier ship. It has medium components for everything. Notably, it has 3 medium hydrogen fuel tanks and 2 medium quantum fuel tanks. Weapons-wise, it has 4 forward-facing guns with a size to be determined currently, but expect them to be small, size 1 or 2, something like that. And it also has 2 remote turrets, again, probably with size 2 weapons on it. Think of its weaponry to be used in a pinch, or to be used while you repel attackers to get away, or while help arrives, something like that. You don't really want to fight in a Vulcan, it's the idea. Besides the pilot seat, the cockpit contains 2 support stations that allow crew members to control the Vulcan's drones or the remote turrets and other support functions. So you need to be balancing exactly what everyone's doing on the ship. Each Vulcan comes standard with 4 barred drones, basic articulated repair drone, each capable of executing refueling, repairing or rearming operations. Though it can't do them all simultaneously, each of the drones needs to go back to the mothership, back to that Vulcan to change its loadout for one of those roles, so it can either repair, rearm or refuel at any one time, each of those drones. Located in the mid of the ship, the drones dock in launchers on both sides, which allow for their quick deployment to do one of its roles. The drones can repair each other as well as the Vulcan itself, and you can have 4 of the drones operating simultaneously, but you'll only be able to give direct orders to 2 at a time, and there is going to be an AI behind the drones, so you can say, go and repair this or go and do this, and they will do it even without orders. Components that get damaged might have to be replaced with spares if you have them, so those drones aren't going to be able to repair all types of damage. They'll be able to repair minor hull damage, but large-scale hull damage where you've lost a large area of your ship or specific component damage will need to be done either via a crucible or manually changing those components. Rearming supplies needs to be done with the correct ones for the ship. So you'll have to carry the correct missiles, the correct ammo types, and that sort of stuff as well. Although it's likely, again, that if you're replying to a service beacon, and we'll discuss them in a minute, that you'll have the specific data on what that pilot needs. He'll say, I need these type of missiles, or this is the vital statistics on my ship. I'm looking to have all of this ammo replaced and that sort of stuff. So that will help you know what to bring along, or if it's I will happily accept any ammo type, just fill up my ship, whatever, then you can charge them accordingly. And those contracts will be enforced after you've done them, after you've completed them. Drones will be able to perform their functions on the move, but again, they're going to be limited by their SCM speed. So if a ship's going faster than they can go, they can't repair it unless they're latched onto it doing something already. Shields don't need to be down for a drone to rearm, repair, or refuel. Between the cockpit and drones, there is an area that allows for easy access to the Vulcan's components. So internally, you'll be able to change all the components and repair the ship yourself relatively easily. You have an abundance of external fuel tanks to facilitate the refueling of ships in need of both hydrogen or quantum fuel. There are modest living quarters for each of the crew with beds and facilities. The cargo bay in the ship can hold up to 12 SCU, which isn't much, but it's enough for you to carry the supplies and bits and bobs that you might need on your journey. So this is mostly going to be stuff to either repair your drones, spare drones, or the supplies to rearm a ship. There is also a ramp, rear ramp, with access to that cargo area in the ship as well. So the focus of the ship is support, and specifically rearming, refueling, and repair remotely via drones. And that's what it is. It's a drone controller ship on quite a small scale compared to things that you see in Eve, for example. Potentially, you might be able to slightly sidestep to focus more on one of these roles than another one. So very much focusing on refueling or very much focusing on repair a bit more. Improve the quality of your drones and components to be more suited to one of those specific tasks. However, this ship is not going to be great outside of a support role, even if there is the potential to change these drones to be something like combat drones or salvage drones or something. You're not going to have the support of the hull, basically, to do what you want. The ship is focused on a support role. The ship is focused on those rearming, refueling, and repair mechanics. Just kind of bear that in mind before you go, well, I want to make this salvage ship. Hasn't got the room in its cargo bay to be able to do salvage properly, that sort of stuff. So just bear that in mind. So due to its abundance of fuel tanks, beds, medium quantum drives, as well as the ability to repair itself, the Vulcan has an extremely long range as a ship. There are no plans to have tractor beams on it, though. The Vulcan does not have the internal equipment to be able to deal with salvage, as I was trying to explain a second ago. There are hints in the brochure as well that CIG currently think that refueling was probably going to be the most common distress signal. At least that's the one they've hinted at in lore, with 50% of distress signals being refueling. And you're going to have missions from both players and NPCs to service ships. So they might just have it so it's more weighted towards NPCs going, give me refueling. But you're also going to be able to find work as part of a small or large fleet in a more operational support role with that ship too. In fact, I think they're going to be one of the most common ships in the verse. They are so important. So when I keep on talking about service beacons are basically player-enforced contracts in the shorter term. They are going to be missions for both NPCs and players in the future, where an NPC can go, I need refueling or rearming or repairing, or I'm being attacked, but players will also be able to do the same. And once you complete that task, you will get paid immediately. But 3.1 is where those distress signals are coming in, so end of March we'll have that gameplay. But for 3.2, there's a huge amount of gameplay that is much more relevant to the Vulcan, with repair and refueling service beacons, so players can request those more specific services. And in 3.3, there's going to be repair bots as well as deeper repair mechanics. We don't have an estimate when the actual Vulcan's going to be flight ready, though. I'm expecting it potentially early 2019 or the end of 2018 if all the stars align. We don't know how quickly they're going to be doing the other ships. There's a lot of stuff on the schedule that isn't on the schedule, as it were, because they don't know where it's going to fall yet, because they need to see how the first part of the year goes, or what have you. The ship is on concept sale until the 2nd of April, making it the longest concept sale we've ever had. And during its concept sale, it is available for $185 on Warbond, meaning if you're buying with fresh money effectively, or $200 if you're using any form of store credit. The Vulcan is available in 3 distinct skins, which you can purchase as a skin pack for $10, which I suppose is for players wanting those skins, but want to get the ship in-game, and as I said a second ago, I feel that this ship's going to be one of the most important and common ships in the game. It's likely to be essential for big and small fleets, and incredibly useful for starting out in one of the service careers in Star Citizen, whether you're focusing on one or all of them. We are getting an official FAQ for the Vulcan on the 14th of March, at which time we will revisit the Vulcan if necessary, if any extra questions or anything that wasn't super obvious was answered. And we do actually have a Vulcan giveaway on at the moment as well, in addition to our normal monthly giveaway. So please check out my March update video for more info on that, as that was kindly donated by one of the My Radar guys. We also have our monthly giveaway though, and for March it's for the Outpost Building Pioneer, donated by our featured org Forgotten Heralds, a PMC with a history grounded in UEE military service. Their doctrine focuses on operational agility through in-game training, a sense of brotherhood, and a friendly, active community. Check out their org page and Discord below to see if you're a fit for them. To be in for a chance of winning that Pioneer though, make sure you're subscribed to my channel and then comment on any of my videos made during March. Each video will give you another opportunity to win that lovely Pioneer. Oh, best building goodness. Any questions about Star Citizen or Squadron 42's development, then chuck them in the comments below. That can also be feedback or suggestions for videos. Yeah, just chuck them down below. A special thank you to my Patreons for allowing me to create the amount of content I do. I love you guys. Thank you so much. If you're interested in becoming one of them, you can find the links to Patreon, as well as everything else we've talked about down below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me, and I'll see you in the verse. And while you're at it, tell me what you think about the Vulcan. Do you think it's worth getting in game? Do you think it's worth buying as a concept sale? What's your thoughts on it? Do you think it's going to be one of the most important ships in the game like I do? Or do you think it's going to be a bit more pirate baity, and that pirates are just going to come along and munch them all up? Whatever. Tell me what you think.